Namaskaram and a very good evening to all of you. Could you please quickly confirm if I'm audible and visible? And a very warm welcome to today's session. We are finally doing the Bismillah of CAT 2022 on YouTube today. I'll quickly check at my end if we are all technologically sound. I guess, yes, we are. All right, so a very good evening once again. And today we're going to talk about what can you do for CAT 2022. I know it's pretty early, but that's the point of doing this session, that you are early and you're focused. So we're going to talk about the basics today, and I will also answer your questions if any. To introduce myself, my name is Karishma, and I am your VARC educator at Unacademy. And we usually do a series for 2021. For example, I was doing an RC series. You can go through my playlist. The link to my playlist is in the description box and you can go through it even if you're a 2022 student because then you will get a hang of the various topics that I have done. For example, you will see that I have covered topics as wide as Myanmar, the Syria war, Afghanistan and Taliban, um, cryptocurrency basics, philosophy, psychology, previous year questions, previous year CAT passage, and so on and so forth. So I think this is a good time to go through the playlist and watch a few sessions just like that. Um, I will pick up your questions towards the end of the session. Good evening, everyone. I see more 2021 students than 2022, but I hope that 2022 students will eventually make use of this recording, even if you're not watching this session live. So let's quickly begin. We have a few free classes coming up. You can use my code Karishma Live and unlock these classes. On 11th, I'm doing a ZAT special class, and on 18th, I'm doing a para-based questions class. And these are the courses that I'm doing this month. Since 2022 batches have already started enrolling themselves, 2nd of October, I'm starting with a batch for 2022. All right, so 2nd of October, I think your timings will be, with me, will be 12:45 p.m. It's a 1 hour class. It's an introductory course, so you can join me there. Let's begin with 2022 discussion. So my first advice to you is that you should know that why, if at all you want to do an MBA or you want to go to a B school, you should know that why do you want to do it. Whatever college you go to, you will get this question very, very often asked that why MBA? And most people want to say, most youngsters want to say, we want to do it for money. That is something you don't say in the interview. And even if you say it, I don't think they'll take you. So I think while money is important, you should also know that what are the other things that a B school offers. If you are one of those people who says, I'm going to do an MBA because I have done a BBA, I'm going to do an MBA because after BTech, MTech is not really nice, so I want to do an MBA. If I want to be a consultant in so and so company and post a picture with a glass of red wine in my hand from a business class seat in a flight on my Instagram, if those are your aims and goals, you can't spell them out in the interview. So you should know that what are the other things apart from money and status and all that materialistic stuff that a B school actually offers. So you should study a little about the peer group that you will have there, because if you're cracking an exam which is difficult and 2 lakh plus people sit for that exam every year, and you go to a tier one top B school of the country, it means your peer group will be of a great level. So, which means the people around you will be of a certain level. And once you work with them and study with them, you will have a great network of your own, which will help you professionally and maybe personally as well. So your growth is going to happen on all levels. It's not just a package that you are looking for. If you are a person who knows nothing about B schools except that they offer great packages, you must research a little and know what is your reason and why do you really want to do an MBA. I have taken this from, the book Ikigai. You must have heard of this. So, there are things in life that you love, all right? And then there are things that you are good at. Then there are things that you can ask money for. So maybe you are good at singing, but you are not getting paid for it. You're still singing for your friends. Purani jeans or guitar is happening. So then you may not want to take it up as your profession. Also, is this something that the world needs? Which means, does it give you a sense of contribution? So when you combine something you love with something that you are good at, it becomes your passion. Yeah. And it gives you a feeling of satisfaction. At the same time, you can feel useless because you are doing it, but it's not paying you well, right? Then, if you pick up something that you are good at and you are getting paid for it, you might be comfortable with it, but you might still feel empty because maybe you don't love doing it. Let's say I make great chapatis, so I'm good at it, and I can get paid for making chapatis, so I send dabbas to people, let's say students. But I'm not satisfied with what I'm doing. Yeah, I'm comfortable with it. It's giving me money, and I'm good at it. But there is a feeling of emptiness. So this is also not something that I really like. This could be a profession maybe that I'm a chapati maker. Then you have something that the world needs, which gives you a sense of contribution, something that you can be paid for. So it will give you excitement, but then there is a sense of uncertainty. So maybe let's say you are working in an NGO. So maybe you're getting paid for it to a little extent, if not much, and it is something that people need. So you're all excited about making a difference to people's lives, but it's very uncertain because you don't know how long will it last or how much will it pay your bills. And then finally, you could be doing something that the world needs and what you love. It could be your mission. It will give you happiness and delight, but probably you will not have much money. You need to sit down with yourself and find your ikigai, which means a combination of something you're good at, something you love, something that people around you need, and something that they are ready to pay you for. In my case, my ikigai is teaching. I absolutely love interacting with youngsters and taking classes with young aspirants. I think I'm pretty decent at it. You can let me know once you are in my classes. Yes, I'm getting paid for it and I'm satisfied with what I get. And absolutely, I firmly believe that there is a dearth of good teachers around. So I honestly believe that teachers can be life changers, and it gives me an immense sense of contribution to be able to interact with people like you. So this is my ikigai. How did I discover it? The honest answer, the truth is that I have discovered it after a lot of introspection and trials. I have worked with an NGO, I have worked with a radio company, I have worked with a marketing company, I have worked with an IT company, and I have taught. And now I know that even if you pay me the double of what I'm getting today, I will not switch my industry. I might switch my company, but not my industry, simply because this is my calling. So I guess it's very important for you as a youngster to be able to sit down with yourself for an hour, for many, many days, and then ask yourself, what is it that will finally give you the sense of fulfillment and also get you decent money to be able to lead your life. Because remember, let's say even if you are asked, you feel even if you start your job somewhere around 25 and you plan to work till you are 60, you are spending good 35 years of your life every 5 days a week, which means practically all your life you're going to work. So if you are into something that you hate, you will not like it and you will have a miserable life. One very important and common reason why most people want to do an MBA is because they do BTech or BBA or BCom honors or something in their graduation. Then they start working. When they start working, they realize that that working and making money is not that exciting as it seems to be. So maybe my gharwalas were telling me, beta 10th life set, beta 12th life set, beta engineering UPTU life set, beta JEE life set, and salary IG life set. But life is not getting set. In fact, I am very upset and nobody is ready to listen to me. So then most people want to do an MBA because they're trying to look for an escape from something. So some of you are looking at MBA as an escape from your current job. Some of you are looking at it as an escape from your current hometown, especially if you're from a small town. I get a lot of small town students telling me अपने को बस गांव से निकलना है अपने को बस टाउन से निकलना है अपने को ये बिरादरी वालों से पीछा चाहिए so you're looking at MBA as an escape from them. You could also be looking at MBA as your chance to improve the blunder that you did while you chose your graduation school. So maybe you went to a mediocre or below average grad school, college, and now you want to change your horoscope. And you think that MBA is the ticket to changing my Rashi once and for all. So there could be various reasons, but let me tell you that what is most important is that you should know that what are these schools offering and what are your reasons. Why do you want to spend that kind of money and get into a B school and which B school is your favorite? You should do the assignment of sitting down with yourself and making a list of top 30 or 20 colleges that you would want to go to. Please do not be like a flimsy, lazy teenager and write the names of 20 IIMs. Don't do that. Actually sit down, find out a little about them, the kind of placements that they offer, the kind of packages they offer, the kind of companies they take on board, the kind of teachers they have, what are they known for, how is their infrastructure, and of course, what are they offering you, so that you know that finally, when you are doing the final phase of your education in your life, and you are responsible for this more than your parents are. Your parents were responsible for your schooling, right? They are not responsible for your post graduation. So when you're doing your post graduation, you should make a wise and well informed decision. The problem with this advice is, and I know that there will be a few dislikes on this video as well, is that this requires hard work and research on your part, and most people are not willing to do it. As simple as that. They are just reluctant to research, to go through various websites, to talk to people. If you're looking for ready-made answers, let me be very brutally honest, on a platform as international as YouTube. But if you are a person who loves ready-made answers and you're dependent on other people for things, maybe MBA is not going to suit you. Because if you want to be a manager, please remember people are going to be dependent on you. You are not going to be dependent on them. In fact, you should have the caliber that you can run a team on your own. So that's very, very important. And I think this is something which is not highlighted enough. So if you're listening to me and you're a 2022 aspirant, please remember to spend some time with yourself and know your why. Another thing that I want to discuss is that before you take the exam, you should know what is being tested. So it's you will find a lot of websites, YouTube videos, classes telling you the syllabus of CAT. Okay. So maybe you all know that CAT has three sections. Maths is known as quantitative aptitude. Yeah, English is known as verbal ability and reading comprehension, and reasoning and logic or aptitude is known as DILR. Okay, so everybody knows this. There is nothing new about it. You don't need me to answer this question for you. But you should know at the back of your mind that actually, if I want to be a manager, why am I getting these questions? What is the skill that is being tested? So when you start coming to classes and you solve questions with me and with the other teachers, and you go through the various articles, previous papers, and so on and so forth, you will see that they are looking at someone who's well read. They're also looking for someone who's logical. They're also looking for someone who can think critically. They're also looking for someone whose command over language is decent. By language here, I mean English, of course, because that's the section. They're also looking for someone who's okay and decent at calculations. All right. So these are the various skills that are being tested, and then gradually in your journey, you will also have a group discussion, a personal interview. Top IIMs these days are also doing an essay writing or a writing ability test. In some colleges, you have a group activity which tests how good you are at teamwork. So they are testing all of this. And in your interview and everything, they're going to ask what training did you undergo? How much experience do you have? What are your abilities and hobbies? What are you expecting? How much growth are you expecting in the current job? What all have you learned in your life? What books do you read? How much knowledge do you have, etc. So all of this is being tested, and you should keep that in mind so that आपको पता होगा कि मुझसे ये expectation है तभी आप उसे meet कर पाएंगे. Once you know that this is being expected out of me at a B school, only then can I meet it. Most people are just clueless and they can simply start solving questions and reading the editorial. Oh, that's going to help, yes, but you should have a clear roadmap and a clear guideline in your mind and in your notebook that this is what I'm working on. And you should take this journey not just with a target of CAT preparation, rather, you should take this journey as something which will make you a better person and you will learn a lot. And I can vouch for this. Any 2021 student who's been with us for the past 1 year or 6 months or 8 months will tell you that whether or not they crack the CAT, they are very happy with the growth they see in themselves. Because they've improved as readers, they've improved as speakers, they've improved as writers, they've improved as communicators, they've improved as people who use logic. They've improved overall in terms of the character they carry around and the personality they portray in the outer world. So this journey should be taken up with a point of view that I am learning and improving and working on myself. I might be able to get into a top B school. I might get a tier two B school. That's completely your hard work and of course your destiny. But this journey is something that you can enjoy. And once you start enjoying it, I'm definitely sure that you will perform well. Because if you are stressed out, despite all the preparation, stress can take away all your happiness. Another thing that I would like to discuss is A very common question is how much time is required for CAT preparation? And I often, you must, I'm sure you've seen YouTube videos from various channels, various teachers, various brands. And there are sessions like you will find my session also, which will say 5 months to CAT. Okay, this month I'm doing 2 months to CAT. There are people who will say, okay, 90 days to CAT. And there are people who saying 6 months to CAT. You keep hearing all of this, isn't it? These are the keywords that you find. And these are the videos that everybody is doing. All of this is fine, but if you are listening to this video in September or October or November 2021, this is a beautiful, ideal time to start your preparation, not just in terms of weather, but in terms of the kind of time it gives you to work on skills that are absolutely weak. For example, in the special class that I did on Sunday, there were a couple of students who complained that they had really a great trouble with English because they did not go to an English medium school. So now for such a student, it's really, really nice if you can start a year in advance because then you can read more and spend more time in honing your basic English before you go to solving RCs. Similarly, if you're a person who's, let's say, an engineer, and most engineers complain that we can manage QADILR, especially if you're an IIT, NIT kind of a guy, but VARC koi karwa de. Now, VARC is a language-based section. So if you are spending a year, you have all the time in the world to read novels, read articles, do word power made easy, learn more words, write more articles, eat more, language, improve your grammar, be after your teacher's life, and do all of that. So these are time-taking things, and if you are spending time on it, you will see that the results are also better. So there is no ideal time. There are people who will probably make it in 6 months. There are people who will make it in a year. And unfortunately, but true, there are people who will not be able to make it even after two attempts. So, like I said, it's about your hard work, it's about why you are doing it, it's about your destiny, and of course, it's about the kind of guidance that you receive because that also plays a big role in what and how are you performing. And this brings me to the second question, which is also connected, and this is why I have put it in the same slide. A very common question that people ask me is how do I manage preparation with work and college? To be honest, this pisses me off a little, but how am I supposed to tell you that how will you manage? Will you like it if I walk into a class one day and then I tell you how am I supposed to manage teaching you guys along with preparing a meal 3 times a day and exercising and running a household and taking care of my family and preparing all the material and listening to your doubts and answering your questions? What do you infer? You will say, oh, that this teacher knows nothing. She doesn't know how to manage her life. She's a poor manager. So when you ask such questions from others, that how am I supposed to manage? The clear answer is, dude, you have to manage. What can teachers do for you? The teachers can give you a roadmap. The teachers can give you guidelines. The teachers can tell you what is important and what can be let gone off. These are the things where we can help you. Probably we can also help you with a timetable. Yeah, but implementation and execution has to come from your end. Anybody who tells you otherwise is either fooling you or they do not believe in making people independent. They are making you dependent on them. So it's important that you know that it is a time-taking activity, and if you think that your college is hectic and your work is hectic and you're preparing alongside, it's really a good idea to start now so that you are not messing up anywhere and just in case you fall ill, God forbid, or there is more work at office, or there is an assignment season or a semester exam season, then you can take a break, go there, look at your college and your work, pay more attention there, come back after that, and then cover up whatever has been lost in the classes through recordings or whatever. If you are coming to me or to any institute, any brand in the country for just 90 days, you obviously don't have time to lose. Another thing that I would like to point out here is in the offline world, there are two, three kinds of batches. So there are super long term batches, there are long term batches, and then there are crash course batches. In the online world, also, maybe people are not using these terms anymore, but if you are going to someone for a limited period of time, the number of hours they give you will go down because you don't have time, right? You have given me only 90 days to work on you. The homework will go up, which means you will have to work much, much harder. The time that a teacher will give to a topic will go down. I'll give you a straight away example. I taught grammar to 2021 students for 30 hours in December. We laughed and we laughed like crazy, by the way. And we enjoyed ourselves and we did grammar in so much detail. I translated things for them, I gave them practical applications. I repeated the same course in the month of April and May, and I reduced the hours by 10 hours because now I don't have that kind of luxury of time to be able to joke. So then the humor comes down, the attention, the examples, the application, everything comes down. So if you want it to be a thorough, extensive, comprehensive, exhaustive preparation, now is the time to start. At least start reading, at least start going through the grammar videos of any educator that you like, or maybe any random YouTube videos, or go through a book if you want. Start reading a novel, start reading Word Power Made Easy, work on your root words. Try doing a workshop on Vedic maths with someone, try speeding up your calculations, try doing exercises in speed reading, try reading editorials and developing a knack for it. If not editorials, then try and watch articles, try and watch videos on different kinds of articles that you don't understand. These are basic things that you can do only in September, October, November, December 21. You will not be able to do them after January because then you will have your syllabus running at a fast and furious pace. You will have lots of homework, lots of questions, enrollments and everything start in July, you are form filling and so on and so forth. So if your basics are weak, or if you do not have much time every day, I think it's a good time to start now. A very common question that we get asked is कि खुद करूँ या coaching लूँ? Again, you have to answer this question for yourself. Not everybody, and I don't think any teacher can be as honest as this. Not everybody who takes a coaching makes it, and not everybody who does self-study fails. So it's completely up to you and the kind of person you are. Most people require coaching these days from at least standard 8 to 12th. People also take coaching for the preparation of JEE or UPTU or any aptitude exams that they want to crack. You know, there is an entire huge coaching industry for people, helping you out cracking board exams. Today, board exams might seem very simple to you, but back then they were a nightmare and you took help. Now, why do we take help? Because when we take help, there is somebody who can give us guidelines. There is somebody who can help us sort out the priorities. पहले क्या करना है, क्या कम करना है, क्या ज़्यादा करना है, क्या छोड़ सकते हैं. All of this, so that the teacher will help you. 101%. One thing that is bound to go down during your preparation is motivation. Every other day, people will come to us and tell us, I scored so bad in mocks after working so hard, I'm not motivated. And most people give up if they do not have a guru or a teacher who will motivate them and bring them कान पकड़ कर वापस track पे नहीं लेकर आता है कोई तो. So you will need a teacher if you get demotivated. Also, you get all the expert guidance and the experience, what kind of questions come, college selection, how to write an essay, blah blah. You will need help at a lot of places. Apart from all of this, one very, very crucial and unique reason why CAT coachings are, a thriving industry is that this is not a school exam where if I have done 8 out of 10 questions correct, I get 8 marks and I'm sorted. And then I'm amongst the highest scorers of the class. In CAT, you have a percentile system. Percentile system basically means ranking. So I might do 8 out of 10 correct, but because the other people have done 100, which means 10 out of 10 correct, they are at 100 percentile and I'm somewhere at 80, and which is like miserable because I'm not getting a tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 college at 80 percentile. So then, because of percentile, it's always a great idea to be able to compare your performance with the others so that you can improve. If you're a lone warrior and doing it on your own, you will never come to know कि मैं बाकियों के मुकाबले में कैसा कर रहा हूँ. And if you don't know in CAT that how am I performing in relativity in relation to others, you might be overestimating or underestimating yourself, and both of which are detrimental for your preparation and your mental calm, which is very, very crucial. So once you join somewhere, whatever place you join, and you take mocks and you see your ranks and you see how people are performing in the class and how many questions can I do and how is everybody else performing, you will have a better, clearer picture of how you are going to perform on the D day when you have 2 lakh plus people fighting for a limited number of seats. So that is what coaching does to you. If you are a person who is going to do self-study, then again, you need to have a plan for yourself. You should know basics कब करने हैं, कितने करने हैं, when can I move to intermediate level, when can I move to advanced level, when can I start taking mocks. And of course, you rely on the free material that is available on the internet. I know that. but then nobody is accountable. You can't hold anybody accountable, apart from yourself. So you decide if you are a very self-determined, self-dependent, sincere person who never feels demotivated. This is for you. But otherwise, Aam Aadmi Party, a coaching center will help you out. It could be, and these days you are lucky that everything has gone online, and right now you are listening to me at the comfort of your time zone and your location, and you are probably never going to meet me in your life, but maybe this session or any other session is helping you. So now with the world going online, the coaching centers are charging you less. Okay, so it's less pricey, all right, and they are also giving you more content, because if you know a little economics, there is so much of competition out there that every brand is trying to deliver its best. So there is less cost and more deliverable. So I think if you want to start, it's again a good time to start, and you can opt any of these two methods. But even if you're doing self study, please have a clear map for yourself. October में ये करना है, November में ये, December में ये, January में ये. If you don't have that, by the time you realize, now I think I want a coaching, it will be too late. Which also brings me to discuss a little about our offerings. So these are the offerings, and the prices are as low as 1,367 rupees a month. And if you're applying my code Karishma Live, you get a further discount of 10%. If you're a 2022 or a 2023 student, this is the plan for you. This is also pretty good. So you choose from any of these two plans and decide accordingly. Also, a lot of people used to complain that we can't talk to our teachers on Unacademy. So Unacademy has been really nice in improvising the app, and now you can use a raise a hand feature in the class where you can discuss your doubt, like making an audio call to the teacher in the live class itself. If you still feel the need of switching to a one-is-to-one mentorship, then that mentorship gets offered in the iconic offering, and the prices are slightly more than the plus offerings. You can check out the details on the Unacademy app. Again, my code will give you a discount here. Um, Another very, very important thing that I don't think most people are brave enough to talk about is that spoon feeding is not going to work as much as your own research and hard work is going to work. Anybody who does spoon feeding is, like I said, making you dependent and not telling you how to work on your own. So एक बहुत ही cliched कहावत है that a good teacher doesn't tell you what to see, they just tell you where to look. So I'm not going to answer a word meaning, for example, for you right now, but I can tell you the dictionary link that you should be following for the coming 1 year so that you can consult it whenever you need. And you're not dependent on me. So even if I die tomorrow morning, you can still crack CAT without writing an RIP on my picture. Yeah. So it's very, very important that if you are really serious about being a good manager someday and going to a good B school, a top country ka top college, it's important that you are a person who constantly uses Google and researches more than you use any social media platform, more than you use WhatsApp, Telegram, Instagram, Snapchat, Tinder, Bumble, whatever you guys are using. Um, Spoon feeding looks fantastic in the beginning, and it may give you a kickstart, but soon you will realize that when it is time to take mocks, you will perform miserably because you were so dependent on your teacher giving you a hint of where the answer lies that your mock score will plummet like anything. It is important that you understand how the teacher finds answers. How can I know about the colleges, the packages, the placements, the infrastructure, the kind of companies that come and everything that is required? How do I fill my forms and everything? By doing your own research. Now, again, Unacademy is a different brand I see, and there are a lot of YouTube videos about literally everything that you need on YouTube. So a lot of content, almost all of the content is free and you can go through it. कैसे फॉर्म भरना है का भी वीडियो हमने आपको दिखाया है, या क्या डॉक्यूमेंट्स अटैच करने हैं इसका भी वीडियो है. सो बहुत सारा मटेरियल अवेलेबल है, बट आर यू रेडी टू रिसर्च एंड स्पेंड टाइम इन जस्ट टाइपिंग द राइट कीवर्ड? So please remember that if you are here for learning, it's not a newspaper that can be delivered to you. So you might get help from everywhere in the world, but it's you who will have to work on yourself. I would like to answer any questions that you might have, if any. If no, then I will also tell you that there is a price hike that Unacademy has announced on the 16th of September. And if you want to ask anything, you can let me know. Do we have any questions? Otherwise, we can wind up for the day. And my next session is going to happen with you on Thursday, day after tomorrow on the 9th. And it will be at 5 p.m. Also, you can go through my profile and the special classes that I'm doing. The link to my profile and my YouTube playlist is there in the description box, so you can access it from there. Also, if you found this session useful, you can press the like button and spread word about it. Share the link with your friends who are thinking of preparing for 2022 and let me know. These are the new batches that are starting at Unacademy. And like you see, 2022 batches have already started. Okay. Also, MBA 2021 mock test marathon is happening on, I think, Sundays it happens, and then you can take a subscription accordingly. So I don't really see any questions coming up. So I'll wind up here, and I hope that the information that I've shared with you is going to be helpful. My 2022 batch will start on the 2nd of October at 12:45 p.m. So if you haven't taken a subscription, subscribe now. Subscribe also to this channel. It's absolutely free. If you take a plus subscription, you can use my code Karishma Live for a discount. Okay, I have a question. I'll take this up. So Govind is asking how to start preparing for VARC. So then my advice to you is start with a small book, Govind. Okay, you've said that you are not a reader. Any small book, a book as small as Animal Farm or how to, um, how to this Chef Kheda book or a Chetan Bhagat book or an any simple book that you want to start with. You can read your favorite cricketers or your favorite politicians' biography, anything that you like. If you don't want to start with a book right now, you can start reading one newspaper of your choice. Now, please don't get scared. Newspaper to Sara. No. Just start going through the highlights at least so that you are better prepared for GK and you start developing a habit of going through various articles. So that's what you can do. You can also, if you are on Unacademy, you can go through my free classes. Okay. If you have already taken the subscription, you can also go through my previous year's grammar and vocab recordings. Another thing that you can do till we start our batches is that you can start solving word power made easy. It's a great book to start and improve your vocabulary. So you can go through my plus classes as well as free classes. Unacademy, there are many educators. You can go through their classes as well. You can take time to decide whose classes you like, whether or not you want to take a subscription, whose code do you want to use, when do you want to start, and so on and so forth. I don't think any brand in the country is giving you so many demo classes as much as an academy is. So these are the things that you could be doing. Free classes, starting reading with a small book, if not a book, then a paper, and start trying to do word power made easy. I'll see you very soon in the next session. Till then,